It is game day. Hey, welcome in to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. My name is Guy Newcomb, the Scoreboard Guy. Be with you for the next hour and one half. And we are still trying to track down coaches for tonight's show. We have lined up Mark St. Clair, who's the head coach at Bowling Green. He'll join us here in about 10 minutes. But first, as we always do, we'll get to the Line of Labor's Local 663 Scoreboard. Last night, it was Fort Zumwalt West 49, Belleville, Illinois 19, John Burroughs 23, Jennings 6. It was Lutheran North 58, Blair Oaks 28. Hazelwood East defeats Parkway Central 48-0. Borgia over Owensville 46-0. Warrenton defeats Washington 28-7. Priory 13-0 over TDW Prep, and that was a forfeit game. Tonight's scores on the docket right now in 8-man football. North Shelby defeats Sweet Springs 70-16. And a couple of games have just now started to go final. And we'll get to those as well. But North Shelby over Sweet Springs 70-16. St. Joe Christian 54-0 over Stewartsville. Elsewhere in 8-man football, brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the this is not 8-man football. Elsewhere was Ash Grove 14, El Dorado Springs 6. Pierce City shuts out Diamond 56-0. Was Polo over Trenton 35-14. I apologize. I'm having just a little bit of issues with my microphone, so let's get it switched out. Check 1, 2. Everybody hear me all right? Check 1, 2. It was Polo over Trenton 35-14. Penny defeats Crestridge 55-6. Let me switch microphones here again, and I do apologize for this. This has become a daily issue with me on trying to get this microphone right. But we'll see if that's any better. Scotland County over Highland 29-8. South Shelby shuts out West Strand 62-0. So Windsor. All right, I've got a correction. It was Penny over Crestridge 55-8. South Shelby over West Strand 62-0. Windsor defeats Cole Camp 49-7. Elsewhere, scores brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Bowling Green over Palmyra 58-12. Herman defeats South Callaway 36-6. Was Mid Buchanan over Lexington 42-8. Nevada defeats Aurora 21-7. We have reached out to Coach Wes Beechler as they defeat Aurora 21-7. Elsewhere, and I apologize, we've got scores coming in all the time. Maryville over Pleasant Hill 35-0. With St. Pius X over St. Michael 57-7. Warrensburg defeats Cameron 49-19. Great Southern Bank, page 4. Great Southern Bank. More than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC. Van Horn defeats Southeast 69-6. Windsor over Afton 40-6. Elsewhere, Slough defeats Hillsboro 24-17. St. Dominic over Normandy 56-0. Smithfield defeats Truman 45-0. Silo Ridge Golf and Country. Hey, for a great golfing experience, see the folks out at Silo Ridge Golf and Country in Bolivar, Missouri. Branson over Camdenton 35 to 14. That was 35-0 at one time. With St. Mary's over Lincoln Prep 46-0. Bank of Billings established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County, with 2 locations, one in Marionville and one in Billings, to better serve your banking needs. It was Rockhurst over Ray-Pec 34 to 14. Tomorrow's games on the schedule will be Central Kansas City at St. Mary's Academy of Kansas, Lathrop out of Christ Prep out of Kansas, Hogan Prep at Eskridge Mission Valley, Kansas. Jackson will be in Cahokia, Illinois. Live for Life will be at Wheaton Academy in Illinois. DeSmet will be at MICDS. Gateways at Roosevelt. Miller Career is at Soldan. Duchesne is at Veritas Christian. Mountain View Liberty is at West Platte. And University Academy is at KIPP, but I thought I saw a KI KIPP score earlier here. I did. I saw KIPP Legacy 12, University Academy 8 from last night. So that may be my mistake on that end of it. But hey, I know a lot of you guys are watching us here on Restream. You can go to the chat button on our Facebook, YouTube, wherever it may be, and send us a note. Let us know where you're listening from. And let us know if you were at a game tonight. Okay. The KIPP game with University Academy was halted because of weather, and it will be finished tomorrow. It was postponed. Anyway, hey, we invite you. Hey, go to our YouTube page, subscribe. We've already got 160 live viewers right now. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube page, or go to Facebook and like us on Facebook. It's Missouri Sports Network on Facebook and YouTube TV. And tag us in everything at Scoreboard Guy or at Missouri_sports. We'll be joined here in just a few minutes by the Bowling Green head coach, Mark St. Clair, who was kind enough to join us once or twice last year as well. And we're updating scores as we see them. And I'm going to try another time here to change my mic while I wait on coach's call. And again, I encourage you, hey, send us a note. You can just send us a text. Chat with us right here on Restream. It'll come through any of our social media platforms. Let's check a couple other places here for final scores. At last report, in the fourth quarter, Eureka led Marquette 37-14. At the end of third, Wellington Napoleon's trailing Norbert Hardin 52-34. With 4:21 left in the fourth quarter, Seckman is on top of Fox 34-7. Elsewhere, in the fourth quarter, with 11:51 remaining, the Rebels on top of Jefferson 42-14. California, it has gone final. California over Fulton 14-0. Joplin with a huge comeback as they come back and they defeat Lebanon 21-17. Joplin now moves to 2-0 in the league. Branson, as I mentioned, final over Camden 35-14. With 1:51 remaining in the fourth quarter, Carthage leads Ozark 42-6. And it has gone final now. Seckman defeats Fox 34-7. Elsewhere, Rich Hill defeats Jasper 40-6 in 8-man football. Wow, with 6:51 left at last report, this was a little bit ago, Lamar leads East Newton 28-14, and they've trailed at different parts in that game. With 2:52 left in the third, Rockbridge on top of Smith Cotton 42-0. Final, as Ava defeats Rogersville 22-14. Farmington, it is a final. Farmington defeats St. Clair 28-20. And it is a final, not just went final in Carthage, as Carthage defeats Ozark 42-6. With 5:49 remaining in the fourth quarter, it is Central on top of Jefferson 42-22. Central R3, Central Rebels. Final from Forsyth, as Marionville hangs on, they defeat Forsyth 28-22. $140 now left as Lamar has scored again. They go up 34-24 on top of East Newton. And a final as West Plains defeats Parkview 43-6. As I mentioned, we are waiting phone call from Mark St. Clair. So we may just give him a call. We'll see how this works. Hello, Coach St. Clair. Well, I'll tell you what, we may just take a break here. The microphone's not working and the phone's not. Well, here we go. We'll see if this works. Coach St. Clair, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Coach, you get a big win tonight. Tell us a little bit about the ball game.
Well, there's not a whole lot to talk about. We just ran the ball very, very well, and our quarterback was very efficient in his reads. We had several people carry the ball, but I was probably most pleased with our defense. They scored 42 points last week. We shut them out the first half and really got things going our way.
Coach, and again, visiting with Bowling Green head coach Mark St. Clair. Coach, tell us a little bit about some of your players that kind of stood out tonight.
Well, Easton Orff had several long carries, a couple early long runs for touchdown, and Dane Dunn had a long run. Our quarterback, Jace Eskew, we didn't throw much. We were up early, but he was very efficient running our offense, and reading the option, and when he did throw the ball, it was right on the money. So obviously, if you're running the ball as well as we were, and putting that kind of points up, you've got an offensive line that's doing their job, and really that's where a lot of the credit has to go.
Coach, did you come out of tonight's contest relatively healthy?
Well, I think so. I'm assuming so. Yeah.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your team this year. Kind of maybe what you had to replace due to graduation from last year, and who are some of those kids that are stepping into those roles?
Well, we graduated a class that was 36-3 in 3 years, sophomore through their senior year. So, we had some kids we had to replace. Two-time All-State offensive tackle and Harrison Hunt. A couple other kids that were 3-year starters. We had a lot of kids that we needed to replace, but fortunately, we had a lot of seniors on this team that have waited their turn. They had a little experience because we were up in a lot of games last year, so it's just a matter of getting their game cleaned up and getting them up to varsity level competition. They've stepped in and done a nice job.
Tell us a little bit about what you've got coming up, next week. What the challenges are there in front of you there with a Wright City team.
Well, I wished I could tell you I haven't seen anything on them, so I know very little about them. We'll get back to working on that starting tomorrow after we get through tonight, and we'll celebrate tonight on ours, but get back to work tomorrow.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, second time being part of the show, and we've got a rule to be officially a friend of the show. You have to come on 3 times, so hopefully we'll get to talk to you again in the next few weeks.
Well, we appreciate what you do. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Coach Mark St. Clair, they're kind enough to join us as they get a victory tonight, 58-12 last week over Clark County. They shut them out 56-0. They've got Wright City coming up. They are a Class 2 District 2 team in the district with Herman, who is 2-0, Jefferson Festus, who's just 1-0, Grandview, who is 1-0, mainly due to the fact that these scores have not been posted yet tonight. So anyway, I tell you what we're going to do right now. We're going to see if we can't get some things right here with our audio, and we will take a quick time out. You're listening to Friday Night Live right here on the one and only Missouri Sports Network. Back after this.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. And a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together, we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Hey, well, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad that you have tuned in, and as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. I've got 270 viewers now, live viewers right here on Restream. Hey, drop us a note. Let us know where you're listening from. You can chat. We had several chats today during high school game day. And we're looking forward to hearing from the folks that are listening. We'll run through the scores again here. We'll be joined by Med Buchanan, head football coach Aaron Fritz at 10 o'clock, and then we'll hear from Allen Hilliard Sports at some point tonight as well. I want to remind you that the quarterback club starts on Monday, this Monday, September the 9th, at Bambino's Italian Cafe. The cost is $10 cash. You come in, got 6 or 7 high school coaches usually attend. Evangel, head coach Chuck Hepela is always there. We're hoping to get some input from Missouri State University head football coach Ryan Beard this year as well. But it's Bambino's Italian Cafe. It's on East Battlefield at Lone Pine. Food will be ready about 11:30. It's a buffet style Italian meal. Drinks included with the $10. And coaches usually start speaking right at noon. And Art Haynes is the MC. So join us if you get a chance at Bambino's Italian Cafe on Monday for the Quarterback Club. On the scoreboard from last night, you can get these all at scoreboardguy.net or go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com and just click on the scoreboard and you'll get all the scores. Also updated there are our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks male and female athletes of the week and our Liona Laborers Local 663 teams of the week as well. Last night was Fort Zumwalt West 49, Belleville, Illinois 19. John Burroughs over Jennings 23-6. Lutheran North defeats Blair Oaks 58-28. Hazelwood East over Parkway Central 48-0. Borgia likewise shuts out Owensville 46-0. Warrenton over Washington 28-7. Was Priory in a forfeit over TDW Prep. I'll get it right. And tonight, 8-man football. Finals we have at this time, Lockwood over Drexel 62-24. It was North Shelby over Sweet Springs 70-16. St. Joe Christian shuts out Stewartsville 54-0. Northwest over St. Paul Lutheran 68-31. It was Lutheran South in 11-man football over Kabul 42-20. Ash Grove defeats El Dorado Springs 14-6. Marionville, they hold on to defeat Forsyth. It was Midway over Lone Jack 46-7. Pierce City over Diamond 56-0. It was Polo over Trenton 35-14. Scotland County defeats Highland 29-8. South Shelby over Westrand 62-0. It was Windsor over Colcamp 49-0. Blue Springs defeats Park Hill South 68-0. It was Windsor over Colcamp 49-7. Ava defeats Logan Rogersville 22-14. Bowling Green defeats Palmyra 58-12. Just got done talking with done talking with Coach Mike or Coach Mark St. Clair, and a correction here. It was Blue Spring South 68, Park Hill nothing. I misspoke there and said Park Hill South. Never mind, it is Park Hill South. I'll figure it out. Hey, it's Herman over South Callaway 36-6. Sarcoxy defeats Hollister 22-18. Mid Buchanan over Lexington 42-8. Monroe City defeats Montgomery County 58-18. Elsewhere, Nevada over Aurora 21-7. Farmington defeats St. Clair 28-22. Maryville over Pleasant Hill 35-0. Osage defeats Moberly 39-6. It was Southern Boone over Mexico 21-0. Elsewhere, St. Pius X over St. Michael 57-7. Also on the scoreboard tonight, it was Warrensburg over Cameron 49-14. Windsor defeats Afton 40-6. It was Slough over Hillsboro 24-17. St. Dominic defeats Normandy 56-0. Smithville shuts out Truman 45-0. It was Branson over Camdenton 35-14. Carthage defeats Ozark 42-6. Elsewhere, St. Mary's shuts out Lincoln College Prep 46-0. It was Rockhurst Over Rapec, 34-14. Seckman defeats Fox. Seckman defeats Fox 34-7. We've got a question here from Twitter. What was the Vianney final score? And we will see if we can't track that down here in just a minute. Tomorrow's games is Central Kansas City at St. Mary's Academy, Kansas. Lathrop is at Christ Prep, Kansas. Hogan Prep is at Eskridge Mission Valley, Kansas. Jackson is in Cahokia, Illinois. Live for Life is at Wheaton Academy in Illinois. DeSmet is at MICDS. Gateway is at Roosevelt. Miller Career is at Soldan. Duchesne is at Veritas Christian. Mount View Liberty is at West Platte. And University Academy is at KIPP, KIP KC Legacy, and that's a postponed game that they will be finishing. Again, tag us and or send us a question. Daniel Sun sent us a question on, I think he went through Twitter there, but we will see if we can't find the answer to his question. And that, I'm not going to get it there. Last report in the third quarter, Daniel, was that Vianney was up 38-7. So we'll see if we have a final there for you. We'll definitely have a final. Unless it goes several overtimes, we'll have a final before we get off the air here at 11 o'clock. We're going to try and update some of the other places we're getting scores from. Marionville, we did mention that. They defeated Forsyth 28-24. Nix over Webb City 55-21. Webb City Nixa outscores Webb City 27-0 in the second half. Seneca, they have defeated Mount Vernon 35-14. That game has gone final. Fairgrove shuts out Central 49-0. We wait now. Aaron Fritz, Mid-Buchanan head coach, will be joining us as they got a win tonight as well. And as I mentioned, hey, go to our Facebook page and like us on Facebook. You get the updates there as well. You can go to our YouTube channel at Missouri Sports, at Missouri Sports on YouTube or MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Go to our Facebook page and like us, and go to the YouTube page and subscribe. We have another question coming across on our chat line. Did St. Vincent hang on in their game? I believe they were playing Valley Catholic tonight. And we will try and get that updated for you as well. And that comes from Cole Young in the chat room. And we will see if we can find that final. Again, you're watching or listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. And we welcome onto the show now Mid-Buchanan head football coach Aaron Fritz. Coach Fritz, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great, Coach. Get a big win tonight. Tell us a little bit about that game.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. Watching film and watching you play Lathrop, 34, 33, 6, 54, 74. They had a bunch of guys that stood out, and we told the kids, like, I don't know how good they are as a team, but these athletes are the best cats we might see this year in different aspects. It was all true. Their opening drive, we did a good job of getting them the third down, but we could not get to the quarterback and get them on the ground. And they had 2 long runs. We were fortunate enough to pick them off when they threw the ball inside the 10 and had a good return. And then we marched right down the field and scored on our first drive. And it was good for us to do that. We got a quick stop and scored again. And then the floodgates kind of opened from there. And we played really well. It was just so much better than last week. And we've been fighting the injury bug. I don't know what we've done to the football gods, but they're really mad at us right now. And we're finally starting to get some guys back. And they played a little bit tonight, and it's just good because we're almost all back to playing. We're not full strength, but we're almost all back to playing. So it was good to get everybody in. everybody got to play. And yeah, we gave up a score late, but we were up 42-0 early in the fourth, and I was pretty proud of our kids for playing hard and doing stuff right.
Coach, tell us a little bit about last week's game. You got Midway, you won 33-12. You're coming in here and you get a win tonight. Did that Midway kind of carry over the performance last week?
I mean, it was just such a long bus ride for us, and it was a different atmosphere and a place we've never been. And we came out flat, and I mean, it starts with me, so it's probably my fault, but we just were very flat in the first half. And then the second half, after we had a bad defensive stand, we just kind of got rolling, and we started looking like we normally do. We were flying around, kids are having fun, making big plays. They're celebrating with their teammates the right way, and they're being good teammates. And we started off just like that tonight again. I thought the kids were doing stuff right. So for all the poor things we did last week, I thought when we finally got rolling last week, we kind of carried it into tonight. So like I said, I was very proud of our improvement from last week into this week.
Again, we're visiting with Mid-Buchanan head football coach Aaron Fritz. Coach, tell us a little bit about your next week's game. You got Centralia, Kansas.
Yeah, they are a small school powerhouse out of Kansas. Last time we heard, their last 130 games, they've won 100 of them. I think they've won a ton of state titles over in Kansas. The school is on John Riggins Drive, which means John Riggins went to high school there. They're different. They're just a different type of program. They're really good. They're in the single wing. They're in the spread. They beat everybody they play every year, and they're always competing for a state title. So it'll be really good for our program to get to play a high-class, high-powered program like theirs. Luckily, they're coming here, but I'm sure coaches will start using this word because it's getting that time of year. But next week's homecoming, so we're going to have to deal with a bunch of other stuff going on besides playing arguably the best team that's we're going to play all year possibly, or one of the best programs that's ever stepped foot on this field because they're just so good and high-powered. So big challenge for us. It's a big opportunity, and I hope our kids are ready to work hard and do some good stuff because it's a great opportunity.
Well, Coach, again, congratulations on this victory tonight. We started a new rule here on the Missouri Sports Network where you have to be on the show 3 times to be a friend of the show. So you are a friend of the show. So congratulations, friend of the show, Aaron Fritz, Midway High School football coach, or Mid-Buchanan.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
All right, you have a good evening, and go out and enjoy this win and get back at it next week.
Thanks, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right, Coach. Coach Aaron Fritz, kind enough to join us here. We do have a final on that Vianney score. It is Vianney 38 and Union 13. So that game has gone final. I'm not sure about the St. Vincent score yet. So but we are efforting that St. Vincent, I believe it was Valley Catholic. And we will check that in several different places here. On the Missouri Sports Network. We'll go ahead and we'll update some scores here. Just kind of last report on some things. Final, Albany defeats East Atchison 58-48. It's gone final. Vianney, we just mentioned that, 38-13 over Union. In the fourth quarter, Liberty leads Timberland 40. I'm sorry. Yeah, Liberty leads Timberland 44-28. Warsaw defeats Adrian 28-21, and Tipton over Lincoln 34-8. That comes from Adam Howe via text message. Elsewhere, final, Ladue defeats Rittenhour 23-20. Final, Fort Osage shuts out Belton 21-0. In the fourth quarter, Platte County on top of Green Valley 52-21. It is a final. Festus defeats Howell Central 34-13. Elsewhere, Eureka, they defeat Marquette 37-14. And we've reached out to Coach Sumner again this week. Well, hopefully he can give us a call. Elsewhere, in the third quarter, it was Clever over Cuba 22-14. St. Joe Central in the third quarter was leading Benton 21-14. Final, Warrensburg defeats Cameron 49-14. Elsewhere final, Worth County over Mound City, 44-14. Windsor defeats Cole Camp 49-7. Willow Springs over Pleasant Hope in the fourth quarter, 53-32. Willard Hank comes back and they defeat Glendale 21-19. West Plains final score, they defeat Parkview 43-6. Hazelwood West in the third quarter on top of Webster Groves 13-10. St. Vincent, it has gone final. St. Vincent hangs on. They defeat Valley out of St. Genevieve 24-7. Smithville shuts out Truman 45-0. Thayer in the fourth quarter, at last report, leads Lighthouse Christian 40-7. Stratford, and it has gone final. Stratford defeats Monette 69-14. Elsewhere, Rockport over Stanberry 44-22. And we are joined now by Allen Hilliard from Allen Hilliard Sports, who got the privilege of doing the Republic Waynesville game today, the first time these two teams have met in 43 years. Allen, how was the experience?
It was a very nice facility. It was a very orange and black crowd. It was a very good game. Kind of lopsided on the score, but Republic, they can throw the ball and they can run the ball very well.
Yeah, very good. Defending the Class 5 state runner-up from a year ago. What was the final? I don't know that I've seen the final.
35-9, Waynesville. There was a punt within the 10-yard line that went behind the end zone. Then Waynesville scored later in the fourth quarter. But really, start the game, it was back and forth, traded the ball a couple times with punts, and Republic just started going to the air, and 3 completed passes and an 80-yard run is what made the difference.
Any of the other scores, and I know you're probably still in Republic, or maybe not gotten home yet, but any other scores that you've seen tonight that surprised you?
Well, the Webb City score, the outcome of that game was not what I was expecting. I was expecting a much closer game going either direction. And then really the best game I watched tonight was probably the Lebanon-Joplin game down there. I didn't see the final, but I'm assuming in the last 7 seconds that Joplin held on in that game.
They did indeed. They get the 21-17 victory as they score late in that contest. And we've reached out to Coach Jasper to see if we can't get him on the show. But yeah, that was an exciting game. I've seen lots of shutouts.
And Clever's impressing a little bit this year after the first few years of football there. They are really starting to pick up a few victories.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, Alan, I tell you what, we've got to get to a break. Give us a call back as you get closer to home. We've got Coach Wes Bixler from Nevada will be coming on here in just a few minutes, and then we've lined up Curtis Jasper from Joplin, and hopefully get to talk to him. But that was obviously a very exciting game.
I believe it was. All right, I appreciate it. I will call back a little bit later.
All right, thank you. Allen Hilliard from Allen Hilliard Sports, kind enough to join us here on the show. Anyway, if you'd like to be a part of it, you can message us. Go to our YouTube. Message us right there at YouTube. You can also go to Facebook and message us from there. We've got our last 3 messages today were via Twitter. So reach out. Let us know if you got any questions, comments, or a coach maybe that you'd like to hear from. What we're going to do now, we're going to step away, take our second break here of the show. You are listening to Friday Night Live right here at the Missouri Sports Network. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
Located in the heart of Springfield on historic Walnut Street, just blocks away from the Missouri State campus, Hammonds Field, Great Southern Arena, and downtown Springfield. The Walnut Street Inn features newly remodeled rooms, breakfast served daily, and a friendly, accommodating staff. The Walnut Street Inn is also a great venue for private events. Book your stay or get more information at walnutstreetinn.com or call 417-864-6346.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Hey, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad that you have tuned in. And we will be joined by several coaches here throughout the remainder of the show. And we'll get to the scores right now as we await our next guest here on the Missouri Sports Network. That will be Coach Wes Beechler from Nevada as they get a win tonight in Aurora. Let's go back to our scores, and we've been updating them. We've got a team of brilliant men and, well, brilliant men who are updating our scores. Scoreboardguy.net, or you can go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com and just click on the scoreboard. Carrollton defeats Northeast Kansas City 28-8. As I mentioned, St. Vincent defeats Valley Catholic 24-7. Kansas City Center over Schlegel, Kansas 20-14, and Liberty. Okay, I don't know if that's the right game, but anyway, last night, on Thursday night, Fort Zumwalt West 49, Belleville, Illinois 19. It was John Burroughs over Jennings 23-6. Lutheran North over Blair Oaks 58-28. Hazelwood East over Parkway Central 48-0. Borgia shuts out Owensville 46-0. Warrenton over Washington 28-7. Prairie defeats TW Prep in a forfeit 13-0. And at 8-man football was Archie over Appleton City 54-42. Concordia defeats Slater 49-20. Lockwood over Drexel 62-24. Greenfield defeats Liberal 60-22. North Shelby over Sweet Springs 70-16. Paris over Oric 42-0. It was St. Joe Christian over Stewartsville 54-0. Northwest defeats St. Paul Lutheran 68-31. Worth County over Mound City 44-14. And we are joined now by Nevada head football coach Wes Beechler. Coach Beechler, thanks for joining the show.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Coach, get a big conference win tonight. Tell us about the game.
Well, it's very much improved team in Aurora. Coach Brandon Pitts is doing a great job. They're really fast on defense, really physical. So I feel like our kids had to match that. We had a really good first half, and they did a good job of slowing us down the second half, but we're able to ride the first half to a 21-7 win.
Coach, talk about some of the players for Nevada that kind of stood out this evening?
Well, I think we had quite a few guys on defense that played pretty well. I thought it was a really good team effort. You know, they scored with about 4 minutes to go in the game, so we had them shut out for a while. They're a good offensive team with some physical offensive linemen, some really good backs. So I feel like our defense played particularly well. And then offensively, I thought our offensive line did a good job of moving the line of scrimmage in the first half anyway. We weren't so good in the second half, but Will Jackson, our sophomore tailback, had over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, so he had a really good night. And our quarterback, Kellen Braden, did a nice job of mixing some passing plays and run the ball pretty well himself. So feel pretty good about where we're at. You know, we're a young team. We had 4 returning starters on offense this year and 5 on defense. We got a lot of young guys, at least young for Friday night. You know, not a lot of Friday night experience that are playing pretty well. Hopefully they just continue to get better.
Coach, did you guys come out of tonight's contest relatively healthy, other than just football, bruises?
Yeah, we hope so. You know, there's a few things late that may have an ankle concern, things like that. But I think overall we came out pretty healthy. And we had a few guys nicked up going in, and Aurora did as well. So that's just part of this point in the season, But hopefully those guys are back and can get well over the week and be ready for a huge matchup with Seneca next week.
It is indeed. What do you know about Seneca? They did get a win, 35, I believe 35-14 over Mount Vernon tonight, and Mount Vernon's had a lot of key guys coming back.
Yeah, Seneca is very well coached. Cody Hilbert took over there, I believe, now 3 or 4 years ago, not sure which, but outstanding coach. Has a great staff down there, and they have a lot of physical, tough kids that play hard-nosed football, and they've got a bunch of skilled kids that mix in with them. So, yeah, they'll definitely be a handful. I picked them at the start of the season in the media stuff to win our conference, and I think they definitely have the firepower and the toughness to do that.
Outstanding. What do you think about the kind of the new look of the conference?
Well, I really like, I think that the Big 8 West with the additions of Aurora and Mount Vernon just makes it a really tough conference. And, you may come out of the Big 8 West with a 4-5 or 5-4 record and still be a really good football team because every night's going to be a dogfight. I think that's evidenced by, if I heard this correctly, East Newton was up on Lamar for much of the game. So then Lamar came back in the fourth quarter and won it. I just think every Friday night's going to be a challenge, and that's going to prepare you for district play, and that's what when it counts. And so I think it's just a tough conference, great Class 2 through Class 4 conference, really good teams that are really well coached.
Yeah, and it's going to prepare you well. You guys, you talk about the district. You guys are in a very tough Class 4 District 7 with the likes of Harrisonville.
Yeah, I think right now we've got 3 or 4 teams in our district that are ranked in the top 10 in the state. Coaches know we don't put a lot of stock in the rankings, but just people acknowledging that those teams are pretty good, speaks volumes about the strength of our district. And it'll definitely be tough. We usually sit there on the fringe of Southwest Missouri, so we end up going north a lot. There's some really good teams up there, and we're just going to continue to get better and prepare the best of our ability each and every week.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here on an away night. Congratulations on the victory, and I look forward to our next visit.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all you do for high school sports.
Hey, thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Coach Wes Beechler there, kind enough to join us, and we have heard back from Coach Curtis Jasper at Joplin, and he'll be calling us here in about 4 or 5 minutes. We'll go ahead while we've got a few minutes here and kind of go back through some of the scores that have been updated at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, kind of refresh these pages. We've been putting scores in since probably yesterday when those games got done. We'll start off here with the Missouri high school football scores from last night. Fort Zumwalt West over Belleville, Illinois, 49-19. John Burroughs over Jennings, 23-6. Lutheran North defeats Blair Oaks, 58-28. Hazelwood East shuts out Parkway Central, 48-0. Borgia shuts out Owensville, 46-0. It was Warrenton over Washington, 28-7. And Priory wins in a forfeit over TDW Prep. In 8-man football, Archie defeats Appleton City, 54-42. Concordia over Slater, 49-20. Lockwood defeats Drexel, 62-24. Greenfield over Liberal, 60-22. It was North Shelby over Sweet Spring, 70-16. Paris defeats Oric, 42-0. St. Joe Christian over Stewartsville, 54-0. Northwest defeats St. Paul Lutheran, 68-31. Worth County over Mound City, 44-14. It was Warsaw over Adrian, and these are 11-man scores. Warsaw over Adrian, 28-21. Lutheran South over Kabul, 42-20. Charleston defeats Chaffee, 38-0. Ash Grove, they hang on. They get El Dorado Springs, 14-6. It was Marionville over Forsyth in a hard-fought battle, 28-22. Marceline over Gallatin, 41-12. Malden defeats Caruthersville, 53-18. Midway over Lone Jack, 46-7. Pierce City defeats Diamond, 56-0. It was Polo over Trenton, 35-14. Elsewhere, it was Fanfare over Russellville, 66-20. Scotland County over Highland, 29-8. Skyline defeats Buffalo, 21-14. South Shelby over Western, 62-0. St. James defeats Lynn, 68-0. Windsor over Cole Camp, 49-7. Ava defeats Logan Rogersville, 22-14. Bowling Green over Palmyra, 58-12. Park Hill Central over Jefferson. Park Hill Central over Jefferson, 42-24. Fair Grove defeats Springfield Central, 49-0. We'll be talking with Fair Grove head coach Bill Boris as well tonight. It was Herman over South Callaway, 36-6. Sarcoxie over Hollister, 22-18. Houston defeats Springfield Catholic, 42-7. Mick Buchanan over Lexington, 42-8. Monroe City defeats Montgomery County, 58-18. North Callaway over Macon, 18-7. Scott City over Kelly, 35-13. Nevada defeats Aurora, 21-7. Cassville over McDonald County, 20-7. Farmington over St. Clair, 28-22. Kirksville defeats Chillicothe, 42-7. Maryville over Pleasant Hill, 35-0. It was Osage over Moberly, 39-6. Highland, Arkansas over Mountain Grove, 14-6. Seneca defeats Mount Vernon, 35-7. Southern Boone over Mexico, 21-0. Cape Central over St. Charles West, 35-0. St. Pius X over St. Michael, 57-7. St. Genevieve defeats University City, 33-8. And Warrensburg over Cameron, 49-14. We're joined now by Joplin Eagles head coach, Curtis Jasper. Coach Jasper, you had it all the way, didn't you?
Yeah, I had it right where we wanted them in the first half. Absolutely.
Well, an absolutely exciting game for fans. Tell us about it from a coach's standpoint.
Hats off to Lebanon. They played a great game. Had us down in the first half. Came out. We're well prepared. Had us making adjustments at halftime. We did a little bit of self-inflicting wounds, but a lot of it was just Lebanon playing better than us. And, our kids did a great job of coming out and executing the adjustments in the second half and doing a great job of digging down deep and coming back against, a really gritty, tough, hard-nosed Lebanon team. And I can't give our kids enough credit.
Again, visiting with Joplin head football coach Curtis Jasper, and a 21-17 win tonight. Tell us, down towards the end, What was the process there? What were you guys able to take advantage of to get in the end zone there at the end?
We were just doing a good job of mixing up the run and the pass, and they did a good job of taking some of our bread and butter away and making us go to plan C, D, and E, and luckily that those kids and those schemes, were able to we were able to execute those schemes, and those kids were able to step up and make those plays, and that's what did it. Lane Royal made a big catch to get us down there, and we came through on several big fourth down plays on all three of those scoring drives in the second half to keep the drives going, and then John Jasper made the game-winning touchdown catch. But give Lebanon credit, they didn't have much time there left. I think less than a minute, and they almost went down and scored there. Had a shot at the end zone with 1.3 seconds left, and one of our DBs was able to bat the ball away to preserve the win. But man, it was a nail biter.
Tell us just about that scoring play there for Joplin right at the end. What was it? What was the route? You don't have to give me trade secrets, but
yeah. No, it was just a seam route by our tight end. We had he hadn't caught a ball all night long, and our wide receivers had done both the bulk of the work as far as the pass game had gone, and we just kind of split the defense there with them on that seam route. And Daniel Rose did a great job finding it.
And again, visiting with Joplin head football coach, Coach Jasper. Coach, did you come out of tonight's game relatively healthy?
We definitely had some bumps and bruises. Hopefully nothing too serious. Trey McCadney didn't play in the second half, but hopefully it's just hopefully it's nothing major, and we'll have him back for next week, I hope.
Well, it doesn't get any easier next week.
No, it doesn't. I saw that next beat Webb City, who obviously is a good team. So, and we get to go on the road to Nixa.
Well, outstanding. Coach Jasper, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time and kind of give us a rundown of your game. Congratulations on the come-from-behind victory, and go and enjoy this one before you go to work on Monday on Nixa.
I appreciate it very much. Thanks for the coverage.
You bet. Thank you, Coach. Have a great day.
You too.
Coach Curtis Jasper there, kind enough to join us and get to come from behind win. I was watching, I think it was 14-0 at half, and then I think it was tied up 14, and then I believe, I know, Lebanon went ahead with a field goal, and then as Coach Jasper just explained to you, Joplin scores with around a minute left, and then were able just to hang on in that victory. You're listening to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Certainly glad that you have tuned in. As always, brought to you by Lyona Laborers Local 663. Doak Propane. Doak Propane for all your propane needs. See the folks in Bolivar, Polk County, and surrounding counties. See the folks at Doak. Also presented by Bambino's Italian Cafe, home of the quarterback club, leadoff club, and tip-off clubs throughout the sports season here in Southwest Missouri, located at Battlefield and Lone Pine. Join us Monday for the very first area quarterback club. On the scoreboard from tonight, as we will be hearing here shortly, I believe, from Bill Voris, as he will join us, and they get a big win as well tonight over Springfield Central. On Thursday night, it was Fort Zumwalt West 49. Let me update this page here just a little bit. And I know there's 562 viewers right now. Hey, send us a message. Just you can do that through any of our platforms that you're listening on, whether it be X, aka Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Just send us a message. You've got a question, comment, or a score that you're looking for, or a coach that you'd like to hear from. Don't know that we can get him in tonight, but we will do our very, very best. Anyway, you can also attach us on scores, comments, and you have an Athlete of the Week. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks sponsors our Athletes of the Week. We've got them up posted at YouTube. We come out on Fridays with High School Game Day at 5 o'clock. Got to hear from Brianna Kruger, who's a sophomore cross-country runner from St. Charles West. Also heard from Kirkwood quarterback Owen Neslich, who is a senior. He's going to Maryville to play baseball, but he's a left-handed quarterback. He's about 6'6", and he threw for 430 yards a week ago, and he was our Chevy Dealers of the Ozark Athlete of the Week, presented by the Missouri State Highway Patrol. On the scores, from last night, it was Fort Zumwalt West over Belleville, 49-19. John Burroughs defeats Jennings, 23-6. It was Lutheran North over Blair Oaks, 58-28. Hazelwood East over Parkway Central, 48-0. Bowershire shuts out Owensville, 46-0. It was Warrensburg defeating Washington, 28-7. Priory gets a forfeit victory over TW Prep. In 8-man football from tonight, it was Albany over Tarkio, 58-48. Archie defeats Appleton City, 54-42. Concordia over Slater, 49-20. Lockwood defeats Drexel, 62-24. Greenwood over Liberal, 60-22. North Shelby defeats Sweet Springs, 70-16. It was Paris over Orick, 42-0. Plattsburgh over Knox County, 68-32. St. Joe Christian over Stewartsville, 54-0. Northwest defeats St. Paul Lutheran, 68-31. It was Rockport over Stanberry, 42-22. Worth County defeats Mound City, 44-14. In 11-man football, it was Warsaw over Adrian, 28-21. Lutheran South defeats Kabul, 42-20. Charleston shuts out Chaffee, 38-0. Ash Grove defeats El Dorado Springs, 14-6. Father Tolton over Fayette, 48-13. Marionville over Forsyth, 28-22. Marceline defeats Gallatin, 41-12. Harrisburg over Clark County, 28-6. It was Malden over Caruthersville, 53-18. Elsewhere, Cass Midway defeats Lone Jack, 46-7. Pierce City shuts out Diamond, 56-0. Polo over Trenton, 35-14. Van Far defeats Russellville, 66-20. With Scotland County over Highland, 29-8. Skyline defeats Buffalo, 21-14. South Shelby over Westrand, 62-0. St. James shuts out Lynn, 68-0. St. Vincent over Valley Catholic, 24-7. Windsor over Colcamp, 49-7. It was Ava over Logan Rogersville, 22-14. Bowling Green defeats Palmyra, 58-12. Park Hill Central over Jefferson, 42-24. Fair Grove shuts out Springfield Central, 49-0. And we'll be hearing from Coach Voris in just a couple of minutes here on that victory for Fair Grove. Herman defeats South Callaway, 36-6. Sarcoxie over Hollister, 22-18. Houston over Springfield Catholic, 42-7. It was Mid Buchanan over Lexington, 42-8. Monroe City defeats Montgomery County, 58-18. I lost my spot there for a second. North Callaway over Macon, 18-7. Scott City defeats Kelly, 35-13. Nevada over Aurora, 21-7. Cassville defeats McDonald County, 20-7. Farmington over St. Clair 28-22. Kirksville defeats Chillicothe 42-7. Boonville defeated Marshall, but I don't remember that score. Maryville over Pleasant Hill 35-0. Osage defeats Moberly 39-6. Highland, Arkansas over Mountain Grove 14-6. Was Seneca over Mount Vernon 35-14. Southern Boone over Mexico 21-0. Cape Central defeats St. Charles West 35-0. St. Pius X over St. Michael 57-7. St. Genevieve defeats U City 33-8. It was Warrensburg over Cameron 49-14. Wright City defeats Winfield 44-28. Windsor over Afton 40-6. Afton is actually my father's high school. Went to Afton High School, graduated in 1960. Sorry, Dad, I didn't mean to age you there. Windsor over Afton 40-6. Bolivar comes back and defeats Harrisonville 29-28 in overtime. Great win there for Bolivar on the road at Harrisonville. North Point defeats Holt 36-20. It was Slough over Hillsboro 24-17. St. Dominic defeats Normandy 56-0. And I'm sending a note here. Smithville shuts out Truman 45-0. It was Van Horn over Southeast 69-6. And we are joined now by Fair Grove head football coach Bill Voris. Coach Voris, thanks for being part of the show tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Get a shutout victory tonight. 49-0 over Springfield Central, an athletic team, a Class 5 school. Tell us about tonight's contest and where you had some success.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to have a home game and Central coming in. They are obviously a big Springfield school. We had kind of a rough week of practice. We were missing several different starters tonight, so it was good for our kids to get out there and prove that some of these kids that had to step up could actually do it. You know, it was a weird night having a lot of guys out of position, but it was a good night for our program as a whole because those kids proved they could do it.
Tell us about some of your standouts tonight. Who had big nights?
You know, we're actually just kind of sitting here watching the film. You know, Kellen Lair had another big night. You know, he last week he kind of was more of a decoy, and Bryden Baxter had receiving, had 3 or 4 receptions for 3 touchdowns and 120 yards last week, and then Bryden had to move to play quarterback this week because their quarterback was dinged up, and Kellen had a bigger night, a bigger role in this game, and then defensively had a freshman step up, a middle linebacker named Logan Wilson. He had to play some middle linebacker for us tonight, and as we're watching film, had a heck of a game.
You mentioned kind of being banged up going into tonight. How did you come out of tonight?
Overall healthy, I believe, and we're looking forward to getting some of these kids back. We're yet to have a practice, even one practice this year so far, where we have everybody healthy. So we still come in on Saturday mornings and we practice, we run, stretch, and lift, and our trainer will come in and we'll get an injury check on everybody. But I feel like everybody's good. I mean, it always hurts a little less when you win. So.
Very good. Coach, you've got Buffalo at Buffalo next week, and I know you haven't probably even started breaking them down yet, but a team not unfamiliar to you.
Yeah, they've been on our schedule for a while. We start breaking down film as soon as we can get it. So I've got a coaching staff that's pretty dedicated, and they are professional. I mean, we'll work a week in advance if we can. So we've already had a chance to see them a little bit. I saw their score tonight with Skyline. So I'll get that game. I'm sure Coach Phillips will send that game over as soon as it's ready, and we'll get you to start breaking that one down too.
Coach, as you look around the scores, and I know you don't have as much time as I do to look at scores, but occasionally just at a glance, anything surprise you?
No, I mean, it just I was a little surprised by the Ava Rogerville score. You know, I know that Ava's really, really good, and it sounds like they were able to pull it out kind of in the last few seconds. And I won't have any chance to see that film, but that probably was a pretty good game to watch. Saw the East Newton Lamar score, and I know that East Newton must have a pretty solid football team to be able to compete and play with Lamar. So those are some interesting games.
Coach, at what point, as a head coach, do you start looking at the district standings? I mean, because right now you're sitting at top of your district, and I know that's all playoff and trying to get into a home game, as many home games as you can in the playoffs. At what point of the season do you kind of start to check on that?
I mean, I give our kids an updated list of that every week in our scouting reports. I feel like it's good to be honest with them. When we're looking at it now week to week about what's important for us right now, like make sure we're taking care of our business and try and stay at that one seed. So, because we don't want to have to go to a place like Ava to play. That's a tough place to play. They're really, really good. We would much rather those guys have to come here.
Outstanding. Well, Coach, I greatly appreciate you being generous with your time here on a game night. I know you guys are breaking down film, and I really appreciate you coming in and telling listeners about your game.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Coach Bill Voris, they're kind enough to join us there. They get a 49-0 win tonight, and playing up. That they get those additional points playing a Class 5 school like they do in Central. And right now, as you look at that district, Fair Grove sits atop. That they're 2-0. They've scored 90 points and they've just given up 28. But Ava scored 70. They've given up 20. And Ava scored 78 and given up 28. So it's some teams there, and then Thayer is right there with them. They played Lighthouse Christian tonight. They are 2-0. But I don't know how you figure in. I know Lighthouse Christian is Misha affiliated, but I don't know how those points playing a homeschool team. I don't know how those points figure in to district standings. And then you got Houston and Clever. Clever got the first win in their program in a couple of years last week. So they're sitting right now at the 5th spot right there. Springfield Catholic, Liberty Mountain View, and Willow Springs wrap up that district. Getting back to the scoreboard, where we left off, Hillsboro falls at SLU today, 24-17. St. Dominic defeats Normandy 56-0. Smithville shuts out Truman 45-0. Van Horn defeats Southeast 69-6. It was Camdenton falling at Branson 35-14. That game was 35-0 in a hurry. Carthage, still as good as ever. They defeat a good Ozark team, a much improved Ozark team, 42-6. Poplar Bluff over Chaminade, 14-12. As Eureka over Marquette, 37-14. Rockwood Summit defeats Lindbergh, 21-17. St. Mary's over Lincoln Prep, 46-0. Nixa over Webb City. We'll see if we can find some of these finals here. Nixa over Webb City, 55-21. Lamar hangs on. They defeat East Newton 34-24. Tipton over Lincoln, 34-8. Windsor over Colcamp. We've mentioned that score. Joplin, 21-17. Neosho, they defeat Kickapoo 40-27. Republic over Waynesville 35-9. West Plains over Parkview 43-6. Glendale defeats Willard 21-19. Stratford over Monette 69-14. Cassville over McDonald County 20-7. Marshfield defeats Reed Spring 27-20. Rolla over Hillcrest 30-20. Sarcoxie defeats Hollister 22-8. Houston over Springfield Catholic 42-7. Stockton over Miller 48-20. Pierce City shuts out Diamond 56-0. It was Skyline over Buffalo 21-14. Thayer defeats Lighthouse Christian 48-7. Lutheran South over Kabul 42-0. Clever, they hang on. They get win number 2. 29-28. Their first 2-0 start in program history. And that also matches a record for total wins in a season for Clever. So congratulations to the Blue Jays. It was Lockwood over Drexel 62-24. Greenfield over Liberal 60-22. Carl Junction over Heritage Arkansas 25-13. Highland Arkansas over Mountain Grove 14-6. It was New Heights Christian over Osceola 62-32. Rich Hill defeats Jasper 40-6. Potosi over Salem 46-19. Elsewhere, it was Bryant, Arkansas over CBC 42-21. Lee Summit North over Staley 49-14. And Liberty defeats Liberty North 12-7. Rockhurst over Ray-Pec 34-14. Seckman over Fox 34-7. Saturday games, we Central KC at St. Mary's Academy out of Kansas. Lathrop at Christ Prep out of Kansas. Hogan Prep at Eskridge, Mission Valley, Kansas. Jackson is in Cahokia, Illinois. Live for Life is at Wheaton Academy, Illinois. DeSmet is at MICDS. Gateway is at Roosevelt. Miller Career is at Soldan. Duchesne is at Veritas Christian. Mount Dew Liberty is at West Platte. And University Academy and Kip KC Legacy will finish their postponed game from Thursday night on Saturday. You are listening to Friday Night Lights, or Friday Night Live, here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. And we'll be back after these messages from Missouri Sports Network.
I'll have the avocado toast minus the avocado.
So, toast.
Yeah. Chevy truck and a high-tech Chevy SUV. Why is Chevy making affordable vehicles connected by OnStar? It's so together we can do more.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Hey, welcome back to Friday Night Live here on the Missouri Sports Network. Presented by Bambino's Italian Cafe, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, Liuna, Labor's Local 663, Feel the Power. Also presented by Great Southern Bank. We are coming to you live from the Bambino's Italian Cafe studio here on the Missouri Sports Network. That's 700 live viewers here on Restream and more than 25,000 hits on Twitter since 7 o'clock. So we greatly appreciate it. And hey, do us a favor. Number one, tell one person. You ain't got to tell two people. Just tell one person about this show. Text them, call them, email them, whatever, to tune in every Friday night at 9:30 for the Scoreboard show. And we are joined now, once again, as we wrap this up here, just a few minutes remaining, but that by Allen Hilliard from Allen Hilliard Sports. Have you made it home yet?
I'm almost 11, so I still got another 35 minutes to go.
All right. Have you had a chance to look around at any of the scores?
I have, and been listening in, and like I said, some of the other scores surprising there. The Camden score, another one I thought would have maybe gone the other direction there, the way years past have gone, but have to give some credit to Branson. Had a great job coming out early and really holding on to that victory.
Yeah, it kind of got out of hand in a hurry down at Branson. I mean, before you know it, it was 21-0.
Yep, and that's one of the things, you get stuck in a hole like that, and it is sometimes very hard to get out of that.
So what games are you looking forward to here coming up next week? What game do you have?
I will be at Waynesville versus Willard, round number 3 of the Tigers and the Tigers.
And that game is, where will that be played? Is that at Waynesville or at Willard?
It'll be at Waynesville.
Very good.
And looking ahead, it should be, comparing the two teams, it could be a very good matchup.
Yeah, as you look at like scores, that's a game that either team really could win, I would think, with between Willard and Waynesville. And Waynesville's got to start getting a W whenever they can right now. They're kind of struggling off to a rough start, but they played two really good teams.
Well, the following week, though, I believe it's a trip down to Neosho. So, if you play your cards right and you play fairly good defense, you could come out 2-2 by week 4, by the end of week 4, possibly.
Yes, you could. You could indeed. What else? And I know that you also cover, some softball and some other sports. What else have you got on the docket this week?
Well, we have Dixon versus Lakeway on Tuesday. Yesterday, Webb City went to Waynesville and came away with a 21-0 victory. Of course, Webb City, a very good baseball, softball town. And I believe that is the plan. I have middle school football later in the week and then youth football, but kind of a lighter week since it's a home game for football Friday night.
How far of a trip was that for you to go from Waynesville to Republic?
Hour and a half or so. Not too terrible. Just other side of Springfield, basically.
Yeah. Well, very good. Well, Alan, as always, I appreciate you kind of giving us an update and lending a little bit of your knowledge to it as well. And we will talk to you soon. And maybe later on tonight when we get off the air here, you probably won't be home yet.
That'll work. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
I'll talk to you next week for sure.
Hey, safe travels and put your seatbelt on.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Allen Hilliard from Allen Hilliard Sports here, kind enough to join us tonight. We kind of circled the state here with regards to football coaches. We get Bowling Green, Mark St. Clair on from Bowling Green, Aaron Fritz from Mid-Buchanan. We had Curtis Jasper from Joplin as well. Nevada's head coach, Wes Beachler, kind enough to join us also, and Fair Grove head coach. So we've kind of ran the state, the gamut here. Missed our St. Louis connection tonight with Coach Geschwender from Hannibal, but I know he'll come on. He's a friend of the show as well. Let me run down the scores here one more time here before we jump off. I'm going to go see what's been updated at MSHSAA, as a lot of schools have probably already put their scores in. So we'll just run through what we have on the MSHSAA site right now. Warsaw over Adrian 28-21. Windsor Imperial defeats Afton 40-6. Nevada over Aurora 21-7. Ava over Logan Rogersville 22-14. Bowling Green defeats Palmyra 58-12. Branson over Camdenton 35-14. Lutheran South over Kabul 42-20. Brookfield over Maysville 46-0 in 8-man football. I'm sorry, no, that's Class 2. Cassville over McDonald County 20-7. East Prairie over Central New Madrid County 30-27. Central Park Hills over Festus out of Jefferson out of Festus 42-24. Charleston over Chaffee 38-0. Poplar Bluff over Chaminade 14-12. Bryant, Arkansas over CBC 42-21. Concordia over Slater 49-20. Perryville over DeSoto 31-28. Lockwood defeats Drexel 62-24. It was Savannah over East Buchanan 20-0. Eldon over Versailles 13-12. Eureka over Marquette 37-14. Fair Grove over Springfield Central 49-0. Father Tolton over Fayette 48-13. Marionville over Forsyth 28-22. Fort Zumwalt South over Riverview Gardens 34-12. Marceline over Gallatin with Tri-County 41-12. Platte County over Grain Valley 52-21. Harrisburg over Clark County 28-6. Bolivar in overtime defeats Harrisonville 29-28. Herman over South Callaway 38-6. Rolla over Hillcrest 30-20. Sarcoxie defeat Sarcoxie over Hollister 22-18. North Point defeats Holt 36-20. Houston over Springfield Catholic 42-7. John Burroughs over Jennings 23-6. Joplin over Lebanon 21-17. Kirksville over Chillicothe 42-7. Kirkwood over Pattonville 50-20. Ladue over Rittenhour 23-20. Lee Summit North over Staley 49-14. Liberty over Liberty North 12-7. Liberty Wentzville over Timberland 44-34. Rockwood Summit over Lindbergh 21-17. Lutheran North over Blair Oaks 58-28. Caruthersville defeats Malden 53-18. Midway over Lone Jack 46-7. Stockton defeats Miller 42-20 or 48-20. Osage over Moberly 39-6. Monroe City over Montgomery County 58-18. Highland, Arkansas over Mount Grove 14-6. North Callaway over Macon 18-7. Glenwood, Illinois over North County 35-31. North Shelby defeats Sweet Spring 70-16. It was Oakville over Parkway South 39-20. Orchard Farm over Pacific 28-21. Paris shuts out Oric 42-0. Blue Springs South shuts out Park Hill South 68-0. Hazelwood East over Parkway Central 48-0. Pierce City over Diamond 56-0. Polo over Trenton 35-14. Portageville defeats Hayti 34-6. DuPont, Illinois over Principia 40-14. Rockhurst over Ray-Pec 34-14. Van Far defeats Russellville 66-20. Was Potosi over Salem 46-19. Scott City over Kelly 35-13. Seneca over Mount Vernon 35-14. Skyline over Buffalo 21-14. SLU defeats Hillsboro 24-17. Southern Boone over Mexico 21-0. Cape Central over St. Charles West, 35-0. St. Dominic, 56-0 over Normandy Collaborative. St. Francis Borgia, 46-0 over Owensville. St. James, 68-0 over Lynn. St. Joe Christian shuts out Stewartsville, 54-0. St. Pius X, Kansas City, 57-7 over St. Michael the Archangel. Northwest at Hughesville, 68-31 over St. Paul Lutheran. Rockport over Stanberry, 44-22. St. Genevieve over University City, 33-8. Stratford over Monette, 69-24. Thayer defeats Lighthouse Christian, 48-7. St. Vincent over Valley Catholic, 24-7. Van Horn defeats Southeast, 69-6. Warrenton over Washington, 28-7. Hardin Central, 52-46 over Wellington Napoleon. Windsor over Cole Camp, 49-7. And Wright City defeats Winfield, 44-28. And that's your scoreboard as we have them right now. You can go to MissouriSportsNetwork.com and click on the scoreboard. Also, be sure to check out our Athletes of the Week and our Teams of the Week, as well as our other shows that we host throughout the week. Where are they now? Wednesday, or Huddle Up on Thursday, and On Deck on Mondays, and our high school game day on Friday. We got something going on every day but Sunday. So, hey, everybody tune in. Go to our Facebook page and like us. Go to our YouTube page and subscribe. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol remind us, hey, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.